That goes like this. This goes in here. And we shall get...
The hits just keep coming here. It's gone up to 1 hour, 54 minutes to travel 122 kilometers.
Good morning from Saint-Simeon, Quebec. We're here at the ferry terminal. So what the plan is today, we got the car waiting in line. We're going to get on the ferry when it shows up, and we're going to go across to Rivière-du-Loup. It's about a 65 to 75 minute crossing here. And what's interesting is the fee, well, the passage fee, if you have an EV, it's free. You don't pay for the car, so that saves about $50. But after waiting about 2 hours, we finally got on board the ferry. Much larger inside than it actually looks, and they really pack you tightly inside. Again, EVs travel for free, but you still have to pay for the 2 passengers, so it came to about $50 for that. Really impressed how tightly they pack you inside and how many cars they actually fit. Really cool. And this is us just pulling away from a dock here. Excellent views off the ship. I really recommend it if you have an EV or a gas car, or even you're a foot passenger. Probably one of the best ways to travel across the St. Lawrence River and see these spectacular views. The voyage itself was nice and smooth. It was a clear, beautiful day. The amenities on board were okay, although quite pricey for some items. And this is just us getting off the vessel now, again, really showing its age from 1963. But overall, highly recommended.
Well, that ferry ride was fun. Perhaps not the newest vessel afloat. Actually, the Trans Saint Laurent was built in 1963. But we've crossed to the south bank of the St. Lawrence. We're showing 4 hours and 50 minutes back home. 4 hours, 50 minutes, 452 kilometers. 83% state of charge, showing 177 kilometers of range. I mean, we'll definitely have to stop and charge somewhere. The only problem is here, we're going to hit Montreal at prime time traffic. How did you like the ferry ride, Laura?
It was fun, but I don't know what world you think that we'll actually get home at 4:15.
No, we know we won't get home at 4:15.
If we did non-stop driving.
Well, we have to stop twice to charge for sure.
At the charging site now, we are at in Montmagny. So it's saying 6 fast chargers here, 18% state of charge, 36 kilometers. This is a pretty old legacy site here, but 100 kilowatts we shall get plugged in. And that goes like this. This goes in here, and we shall get plugged in here. Boom, done. That should start charging up soon. Jump back into the car and we shall begin charging. This is a busy site. As you see, we got some Chevy Bolts there, 50 kilowatt. This should be upgraded to Chem Power here. We should have a full 600 kilowatts on this busy route. Been plugged in now for roughly about 8 minutes. Those Circuit Electric, those 100 kilowatts, they power split, I believe, 200 amps each, or whatever. Someone's gonna argue with me in the comment section, but those things, I've never seen them pull more than like 85 kilowatts max. Those things are done at, 200 amps, and then there's some load splitting going on inside. But yeah, right now, it's either that or the 450 kilowatts. But this is what sucks when you have a decently fast charging car. Like there's an ID4 next to me. I already plugged in. He plugged into the 50, but I'm like, I'm not going to move because there's no point. He's only going to be pulling maximum like 62, 63 like I am. So what's the point of moving? We'll be here for another few minutes and we'll head back down the road. I should have stopped about 5 kilometers earlier where they had ABB Terra 184s. That's my fault. I thought this would be a better rest area, but unfortunately it is not. There's not much going on here in terms of amenities, but that's how it is sometimes with EV charging. At least you have something here. I can't complain. You do have charging. I'm going to end this charge because all we're doing is sitting here kind of wasting time. 371 volts, 177 amps, 65 kilowatts. I mean, it's not terrible, but we'll head down the road. We've been here 11 minutes already. There's no issues charging along here in Quebec along the 20. And there's charging everywhere, and we'll get something to eat or stop and eat. Now let's see. Come on, unlatch. But at least there's charging here and a lot of Chevy Bolts. It just has to unlatch now. God, why do you take forever to unlatch? And that was like a $5 charge. So yeah, $5.32. We'll click stop again, but it's not unlatching. Unlatch, damn you. Let me unlock the car. There we go. Now it's unlatched. Perfect. This is done. With no cable amperage rating on it. We'll get this closed up and we shall continue driving, because there is obviously more charging here. That should have been a lot faster. Anyways, back on the road. Sit rep. We are just outside of Quebec City. Well, we're in Lévis now, stuck in perpetual traffic because Quebec. That last charging site wasn't super good. In fact, it was not great at all. But we will be planning on stopping here at Saint-Hippolyte, and it looks like we'll be going to a Ford dealer, because we could actually take advantage of the proper speed. I think that 240 kilowatts shared, that's probably going to be Kempower or a charge point. Not a big deal, because the other options, although that's the better rest stop, that's going to be 50 kilowatts. Yeah, 50 kilowatts and 100 kilowatts, which is 66 kilowatts with the circuit electric stuff. So we'll be going to Saint-Hippolyte. We'll charge there for 15 minutes and we'll continue once we clear this traffic. But it's not looking good. I think we're going to be here for a while. Going through, we either had to go north through Quebec City, which was going to be a disaster, or come on the 20, which was going to be a disaster. So sometimes you just have to fight the devil, and we don't have to cross the city again. So we'll go to the Ford dealer because I want to take advantage of the speed. And that's another circuit, like a legacy circuit electric site. I wonder if those are ABBs. They should put out the full power. But we'll go to the Ford dealer over here because it is Kempower, and it will definitely work. And we'll charge for 15 minutes, and we'll head back down the road. It's not too far away off the highway either. So pretty smart deal with the Ford dealer, putting charging this close off the highway, especially if you have an 800 volt car. You can take advantage of proper charging. And look at that, they have picnic tables and a garbage can. So that means somebody actually sort of cared. RFID, this in. And we'll charge here, 16% state of charge here. I'll just grab the camera. And it's very loud here. We're right next to Autoroute 20. 16% state of charge. And because it's Kempower, you could get proper data display. It's ramping up now nicely. Let's see what we get here. 20. It's going up higher. Let's go to the information. It's sure taking its time on the ramp up. Finally, it's ramped up. That was a really slow ramp up for a Kempower. So we're maxed out 84 kilowatts, 20% state of charge, and we're doing nicely here. I don't even know what this costs, but I just wanted to come to a Ford charge site versus getting stuck at that other site. But everything is good here. We're charging up. A lot of EVs. There's an F-150 Lightning as well, obviously because we're at a Ford dealer. And now we have a train going by here, and it's so loud. That shall be enough. We've been here. How long have we been here? 16 minutes. That's perfect. Ended up having a little picnic. They got some picnic tables set up here. Really, really nice. The Kempower cabinet joined us. Let's get stopped. Let's stop here. We got to tap my card again for it to stop. There we go. We're stopped. We shall get unplugged. Come on, there we go. That's unplugged. We'll get this done and we'll head back out on the road here.
That's closed. Back in the car. %65% state of charge, showing 138 kilometers. So we'll definitely have to make one more stop, but I prefer doing these 10-15 minute charging sessions versus the long deep charges up to 80%. You're wasting time. You join us here in Drummondville, Quebec at exit 177. We don't need to go over the ABB Terra 184s at Couche-Tard. I've already plugged in. We got here at 10% state of charge, and we were hammering it pretty good on the highway. Like we're doing 115, 120 from our last stop at Ford Charge. Been here just a minute, just plugged in 83 kilowatts. Fiat is doing solid here. It's also a Esso gas station and a Saint Hubert. So now here is the rundown. This should be our final charging stop here. We'll search home. Home says 122 kilometers. So we at least got to get like 135, 140 of range to make it back home. And it's also showing a massive amount of traffic here on the 30. There's an accident. What a shocker, I know. Maybe we'll cut down here, go here, and get on the 10 and the 30. I want to come back on the Mercier because that will drop us off right at home, so it'll be perfect in terms of that. The drive itself has actually been really good. Not tired or anything like that. Yes, I know quite a lot of charging stops, but this is also a small range EV. The efficiency's okay on the highway, but it's not really meant for these long road trips. But it's still cool that we're able to do it. The interesting part is that I've had a couple issues with Circuit Electrique. One of them is we stopped at a rest stop to go use the washroom. I figured while we're stopped for 5 minutes, I'll plug in. It was a Terra 184. It didn't want to initialize the charge, and for some reason, you would plug it in, it would try to start charging right away without even tapping a card or anything. Very strange. The Chempower site that we went to at that Ford dealer took like 2 minutes to ramp up to speed. I haven't seen that before on Chempower, such a slow ramp like that. Any other issues? I think one of the issues that I've seen is not so much in terms of being able to charge, but there's still a lot of low power infrastructure here in Quebec, especially out in those more rural areas that have a bit more legacy infrastructure. I mean, 50 kilowatt, like as I said, yeah, I'm happy it's there. It's good that it's there, but you're not turning over that site fast enough, considering even this could charge at 85 kilowatts. And now you're having a lot of stuff charging up there closer to 350 or 400, or in the case of that Taycan, 325. So imagine if you had a Taycan and you got to a 400 volt site that was only at 50 kilowatts, I'd be losing what's left of my hair, not what's rest. Yeah, I'd be losing the remainder of my hair. So they are improving things, but really lacking that 800 volt, 1000 volt infrastructure here in Quebec. I don't understand why. Probably a cost savings issue. Let's go outside and check what the car's at. We're already at 24% state of charge. So this is the sweet spot for it, is that 10% to 65%, that 15-minute charge. Like, we're still pulling 84 kilowatts here. We've been here 4 minutes. We've already done 15%, so really good road tripper for a city EV. The hits just keep coming here. It's gone up to 1 hour, 54 minutes to travel 122 kilometers. We're at 72% state of charge. I think we're good to go. I'm not going to stay here longer than I need to be. We've already extended this stop by quite a bit, only because I wanted to get a coffee. We'll stop the charge. We'll get unplugged. There we go. And now we get to go play in traffic, unfortunately, as we love to do here in Quebec, because that's all there is effing traffic all the time. Let's get out of here.
When we left that final charging stop in Drummondville, things really started going pear-shaped and unraveling really, really quickly. The traffic jam, as I pointed out, only got worse from there. And we ended up getting home around 7:30 at night. And by that point, we were just so frustrated sitting in traffic where I didn't want to film anything anymore. It was just getting really, really annoying. It had been a long day at that point, and it was just continual traffic jams the entire way coming back. And we drove 1,372 kilometers, or about 850 miles over the course of the 4 days. We went to Tadoussac, we drove around there. I didn't include that, I didn't think it was worth mentioning, but very beautiful area. Terms of costs was about $78 total in a DC fast charging. That includes the charging at the hotel, the charging in Tadoussac and all that. So for about 1,400 kilometers, $78 in charging was not too bad. The trip itself was great. We love doing these road trips. It's never the charging that drives me crazy. It's just the continual traffic jams that we suffer from here. But this is a common trend everywhere. Even when we go to Germany, we go to France, just the traffic, the congestion on the road is just getting worse everywhere you go. So yeah, I never filmed an outro when we got home, so this is the outro now. Again, $78 in charging costs. The average cost is about 47 cents Canadian per kilowatt hour, which is average, I think average these days here in Quebec. One of the cheapest places probably to charge your car. It's just, as I said before, that traffic, we were just so tired when we got home because it was just getting worse and worse approaching. There was no good way into Montreal, and it started as soon as we left Drummondville, that traffic jam on the 20. Perhaps if we would have taken the 40 back through Quebec City, we would have been home a lot faster, but we really wanted to do that ferry ride. The ferry ride was something we've been planning to do for quite a while, and we said, well, we're close, let's just go ahead and do it. I don't know what else I can add. I really hope you enjoyed watching. Like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. And we'll see you in the next road trip video. Where that's going to be from, I'm not sure, but you'll definitely see us there. Bye for now.